Welcome back, traders. Second portion of our show. Many of you are the favorite. It's our market movers. We got a lot of things moving besides Apple this morning. But Dennis, you just want to do a quick recap on the Apple?
Yeah, we might as well talk about it. It is going to be your major market driver here today, probably driving most of your tech stocks. So I think you want to keep Apple on your screen if you're trading any type of tech stock today, especially a stock like Microsoft, which we've always said in the past. The $400 continues to act like a magnet. We mentioned that in the first show. It's trading $494 right now. I'd expect that to be a decent swing number here. And again, just recapping, obviously we're kind of in the middle of where, this overall run up that we just had from this 370 area. So, it's a guessing game, Joe. Like it could start bouncing back, but, and I'd see some resistance in the 410 area, but if it's sold off, wouldn't surprise me if it tested that 390.
Okay, another tech stock showing some good earnings here, but trading to the upside, Intel.
Yeah, Intel last night reported as well. Actually great numbers. Stock trading up 4% here this morning, 24.33. I was looking at the chart. The 24 would have been huge resistance. Now that we're trading above that, I'd expect that to give some support, and that's probably a decent swing number there too, Joel.
Yeah, I'd see it, got as high as like this 24.45 in the pre-market. It's been bumping up against that area with some decent volume. So I would, if you want to try short in that market, that's the first level of resistance. But, above that, I mean, this stock is trading, near its highs or at its highs from April of 2010. And then going back later than that, August in 2008. So you're hitting some multi-year highs in this stock. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to short it, but keep an eye on that 24.50 level. Next major resistance point would be 26.34, and that was the high back in January of 2008.
I mean, major market mover here, Joel, is going to be Abbott Laboratories, ABT. Came out with earnings, but then the big news is they announced that they're going to split themselves into two separate companies. That always seems to give the stock a lift when you get a stock splitting up like that. This is a very low beta stock, though. So, man, when you're seeing a move, especially earlier on today, got up to 58.30, which was, I think, a little bit overdone. 56.23 here now. Seems a little more realistic. But, man, when you get a $4 move on a stock like this, you almost think, I almost wonder if it can even open at 56.20. We're still 45 minutes away. That seems like a pretty high move for that stock, too. But, fundamental news can play funny stuff with the stock. So technicals always take a back seat when you got fundamentals like this, Joel.
Yeah, I mean, I have no empirical data to back this up, but it seems like every time these companies come out and do this sort of thing, to unlock, shareholder value, I mean, it usually, it unlocks it on the open, in these stocks, I don't know if the company's out there selling their own stock or whatever, but, you have a thick stock here. This is a huge move. I'd keep a real close eye on that opening print in New York because there'll definitely be some good volume there. But if it gets anywhere near that 58.30 level, it'd definitely be worth a short. Coming back on the downside, it seems to be finding a home here right above 56. So if it trades below 56, I'd look for it to give back some of these gains.
So many market movers here with earnings reporting this morning. Joe, Morgan Stanley reporting. The numbers look good, but there were some one-time items in there making it look a little bit better than I think it actually was. But stock is trading up now 19 cents, 16.82 after closing at 16.63. Had a heck of a run there yesterday, kind of breaking out over this, 15 support area. And, I don't know, Joe. What do you think for resistance on that one?
I think someone is making a stand here at $17. This is 17 has been the high, basically going back to early in September. Trying to break above there. If it does, I'm looking for 17.50. But I just have to throw a word of caution here. It just doesn't look like it wants to go to $17.
We got BlackRock, BLK, also reporting this morning. No trades yet. This is a thinner stock, and the $150 stock, sometimes people lay off of them a little bit. The numbers didn't look that bad. I'm just looking here, the spread right now in the pre-market is 151 to 161. So nobody wants to make a real tight market. It don't look like in that one until they see, which way it wants to head. When I look at the chart, I think 160 looks like huge resistance up here. And then I see 150 back at support. So maybe whoever's making the pre-market there kind of is looking at the same chart. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that 150 has been, basically a triple bottom there in the area, so that's excellent support. Also, that 160 was the high. 160.19 was a high back on October 12th. So, yeah, like you say, let's use 155 as a swing number if it's right in between. But that 150, 160 quote is seems like something that they'd put up on like CNBC to give an indication for a stock.
Yeah. Travelers Group TRV actually looked, like it was disappointed there. I see some resistance in this 52 area. It's trading 51 right now, but not many trades there either. Bid 51.07, so this really hasn't figured out which way it wants to go yet either. What do you think for numbers, Joel?
If that 52 is huge, 51.77 the high yesterday, 51.95 was a high back on the 12th. So that's huge resistance there. Just like, we talked about in the earlier show, these stocks is bumping against these key levels. You have it here at 52 and then, need to hold this 49.5 area on the downside.
Disaster stock of the day looks like AEM, Agnico Eagle Mines. They just, announced that they're suspending operations at one of their mines. Obviously, they're not liking that with the stock. It's traded down significantly, closing 57.10, and now trading 50.90. So that's a huge breakdown here. This 54 area on AEM was providing some support. Huge breakdown. Obviously, if it bounced up to there, that's going to give you some resistance now. I got to go out to the 2-year here to find anything remotely of support. And maybe you'd think that $50 psychological area did bottom back there in going back to February of 2010 to find that bottom, Joel.
I mean, what do they have? Like 2 mines or something? And they close one?
Suspend operations at one mine. Well, it's due to an investigation, it says on the headline there. So, I don't think the market ever likes hearing the word investigation. They always think there's some shenanigans going on when you're getting an investigation in there. So, so maybe that's the concern.
Okay, you nailed it. The lows back in January and February in 2010, 49.64 to 50.61. So let's just call that the $50 level. I'd use that as my swing number. I mean, it's just an investigation. Maybe it's due to some unsafe conditions or something. I do see it hit 48.83 in the pre-market. I don't know. I mean, 48.83 seems awful low for this stock. We've bounced a couple bucks from there. So use 50 if you absolutely have to trade the stock. 50 would be a good swing number.
A couple other ones just trading up here. KEP, which is Korea Electrical Power. For you guys that like to trade a little thinner stuff there, stock is trading up pretty significantly here. We've got, after closing at 9.69, it's trading 10.38, bid 10.37. I looked at the chart on this KEP and I was looking at this $10 area, now trading significantly above there, so maybe you get some support back on that $10. This isn't a high mover, but we've had some requests to cover some smaller stocks there too. This thing trades usually 400,000 or 500,000 shares. So what do you think about KEP, Joel?
I'm not sure what the news related to this is, but 10.57, 10.58 is going to be major resistance. This stock coming back on the downside. We broke out from this 9.80 level, so as long as we stay above this 9.70, 9.68, 9.74 level, I think would be good to the upside. But you talk about thin. I mean, this thing trades 400,000 a day, so trader beware.
Freeport-McMoRan FCX reported here this morning as well. Numbers seem to be pretty good. 36.20 after closing at 35.38. So the stock is getting a little bit of a lift here in the pre-market, Joel. Look at that 35 level. Obviously, we rallied and cut through there a little bit yesterday. If we were to pull back significantly, I think you might find some support there. What do you think about resistance, Joel?
37.35 was the high back on October 12th. It's a buck away from here. You also hit 37.20 on the 14th, so that should be good resistance. I mean, here's a stock that's come down from 48.60 back in August, troughed out here at 28.65. So basically, $20 move. I mean, this thing could trade, take half of that back, trade up to 38, and still be in a bear market.
Visa, symbol V as in Victor, raising their quarterly dividend here this morning. This stock had a wild ride yesterday, trading down as low as 90.59 all the way back up to 94.50. This $95 is huge. I do see size up there to even back it up. So again, remember the high frequency guys like to lean in the 94.90s. Other swing traders might be leaning in the 94.70s or 94.80s. So expect pretty good resistance up there in those high 94s. Takes out that 95. Then the stock could be in breakout mode. Obviously, the 52-week high, 94.75, comes to mind here, Joel.
Yeah, the double top here, 94.65.75. So let's keep a real close eye on that level. Above that, you have a crazy high at 97.19. So if they can bust through that size in 95, look for this 97.19, and then the psychological $100 level as resistance.
There's a ton of other movers out there. Check your earnings calendar. We don't have time to cover them all today, or we'd be talking here for hours. Is there anything else you want to add, though, Joel?
No, just alert the folks to this 1230 level for this market to break out new horizons on the upside, or will we continue as this being the top of the range? That's all we have for you today, folks. Send your emails in with requests. We appreciate any comments. We'll be back with you tomorrow.